Afternoon, 12 o'clock. It's your normal Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Your boy Donnie RightSide here with RightWager.com. Coming to you live. Talk about the Major League Baseball card here on a Friday. Always a lot of fun. End of the week. New month, new money, as we like to say. Big things doing at RightWager.com. Live on premium packages today. You can go to the website right now. Check it out. Those packages are up. Don't have any plays out yet today, but they will fill in throughout the day. Now is the time. We've been waiting for a long time. It's been 5 years since we've activated RightWager.com on premium packages. They are available today, and away we go. So thank you for coming in and checking out the show here. We'll have some fun. We'll go over each and every game today. A couple little tidbits, but also, more importantly, how you're going to approach the month of August when you're betting Major League Baseball. Because yesterday we had the trade deadline. Key contributors added to baseball teams. Key contributors taken away from baseball teams. And if we're just looking at the odds today in so many places, like, just take a look at Nick Pivetta on the mound versus Matthew Liberatore. Liberatore pitching for St. Louis later in the day versus San Diego. Overnight line was around a minus 140 price. That currently sits as high as 189 in the marketplace right now. So you're seeing the Habs, which are now the San Diego Padres, catching a lot of steam here with the gamblers, and rightfully so. We're expecting big things out of the Padres. We're not expecting anything out of St. Louis. But you also have to be careful with yourself when you take a look at that, because those teams are going to win baseball games. Every good team is not going to sweep every bad baseball team. You just have to pick your spots at that point. But the taxes, as we like to say, in the month of August, they're here. No doubt about it. Take a look at the chat box. What do you got going here? Jordan's out here. Aaron's out here. Love you guys. Thanks for checking back in. There's the boys out there. Show them a little bit of love out in the streets. If you want to get in the chat box, have some fun. Easy. Like, we broadcast on 5 to 6 different streams right now. Just pop in, say hello. Fantastic stuff. Let me just drop that overlay out. Get back up on the design here. Where we go. There we go. Pop your boy's name right back up here. And away we go. So I'm excited. I really am. Be at the Phillies game tonight, watching the Detroit Tigers versus the Philadelphia Phillies. But in the meantime, it's time to make some money. And as we were talking about the winners and losers in the month of August, it's very important that you get on these lines early, because they're only going to be moving throughout the day. Same thing as you take a look at Seattle. Seattle won 6-0 last night. I like them. They're like a minus 155 or so price. But today, you look at Gilbert versus Leiter. Texas is a pretty good team. But Seattle, we think, is going to be one of those have teams. So they open up at around a minus 175 price overnight. They currently sit now in the 190s in the marketplace. So 15, 20, 30 cents of movement seems like that is going to be the norm. 7.5 is a total listed in that game all the way through. Just trying to take a look at some other options if they were on the move. The New York Mets, right? Buy on team per se now, because they made some moves at the deadline, fortified that bullpen. You take a look at the San Francisco Giants, who dropped like a rock. We talked about it in an early line today. They were sitting at around what, like a 75-1 price to win the World Series, like 150 today. So you look at that price point overnight with Robbie Ray on the mound was minus 120. Now we're seeing minus 145s, minus 150s out here in the landscape if you want to take the favorite here in the New York Mets. So it just feels like if you want, and similar every single year, to take those favorites, you better get them early in the day. That's just the way it is. Otherwise, that number is going to continue to run 130s to 140s to 150s to 160s and what have you, because some of these lineups look really, really good. Now, one game yesterday, which was really maddening, the Atlanta Braves the day before, I'm like, let's be contrarian. Let's take the Atlanta Braves team total 4.5. They end up scoring no runs and going to extra innings in Kansas City. They're a dead team walking yesterday, and don't they show up in Cincinnati and played 8 runs in 1 inning, which was the top of the 8th, which was hilarious because Cincinnati played at 8 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning in that game. But they end up winning over the Reds yesterday, 12-11, a dead baseball team. And that's what we talk about, though. You're not always going to get those clean looks, to be honest. Some of these underdog teams are going to have to win, and they will win. There's no doubt about that. But if we start the day off taking a look at some of these pitchers and the matchups that you figure, you know what, maybe a fadeable spot. Top 5 pitchers on my card today. XFIP over the past 45 days. Number 1 is Garrett Crochet. It's been great for Boston. 45 innings pitched over the past 45 days. Matches up perfectly there. A 2.20 ERA, an XFIP of 2.28. Logan Gilbert for Seattle, who I really like tonight. 42 innings pitched over the past 45 days. A 4.07 ERA, but he's on analytics marvel. They love him. 2.82. Joe Ryan of the Minnesota Twins, who basically sold everybody on the team, it feels like, outside of Joe Ryan, and also Byron Buxton in center field. His last 41 and a third innings pitched, a 2.61 ERA and a 2.98 XFIP number. You got some real top flight guys in these lineups today for starting pitching. Hunter Brown for Houston, Hasn't had the greatest last 45 days, but his last 38 innings pitched, a 4.03 ERA, which is slightly high, but a very good analytics guy. Strikes a lot of batters out. He's at a 3.30. And then top 5 rounding it out, that's the San Diego Padres, and that's Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta here, 49 and a third innings pitched, a 1.82 ERA over the past 45 days, and a 3.38 xFIP number. You figure he gives you 6 to 7 innings, that bullpen's coming in and absolutely closing it down. No question about it. Ranger Suarez, Jack Flaherty on the periphery here of that top 5. But if we go to the bottom of the list, the usual suspects are always showing up for us here. Andrew Heaney, Pittsburgh, 28 and 2/3 innings pitched, 8.79 ERA, 5.63 xFIP number. He's in Colorado, which certainly exacerbates those overall numbers as well. Shane Smith, Chicago White Sox, 18 and a third innings pitched over the past 45 days, 11.29 ERA, 5.40 xFIP number. Quite a few guys today over that 5 xFIP number, which is going to be key. Tyler Anderson of the Los Angeles Angels, 37 and a third innings pitched. He's got a 4.34 ERA, which is high, but not crazy high, but a 5.31 xFIP number. Bryce Elder is going to get started here at 12:40, so possibly when we're ending the show, he's bad. 26 and 2/3 innings pitched, a 10 ERA over that time, 10.46 to be exact, and a 5.20 xFIP number. Matthew Liberatore, as we talked about, 31 and a third innings pitched, a 3.73 ERA, which isn't that bad, but he's getting lucky. He's at a 5.05 xFIP number. That should absolutely creep back into play. So we do have a full slate today on a Friday, a great slate of games here. First game starting at 12:40, as we said. Next game starting at 2:20, that's Baltimore and Chicago. Then we have the night slate starting at 6:45, and the nightcap at night tonight. The latest game is at 10:10, and that's between Texas and Seattle. So we want to get a feel for some of these new lineups today. We want to see how they certainly progress. But I love the Mariners last night. They got that 6-0 win. Also like the under in that Reds game yesterday, which they then had scored 16 times in the 8th inning. It looked like it was on its way to an under there. But there are a few spots I think that we can certainly pull and pick from to get some action. Game number 1, which again, coming up at 12:40, relatively shortly here. Lineups are in, of course, Gavin Lux, Matt McClain, Ellie De La Cruz, Noel V. Marte, Spencer Steer, Jake Fraley, Jose Trevino, Will Benson, and Brian Hayes, a new addition there to the Cincinnati Reds, going up against Bryce Elder. Elder's getting cracked against left-handed batters over the past 30 days and on the season itself. So if you're looking for Reds batters right off the bat, it's Gavin Lux, it's Ellie De La Cruz, it's Jake Fraley. Will Benson actually is a lefty, but he's got terrible numbers over the past 30 days against right-handed pitching. Those are the angles that you want to play in that first game. Brady Singer, on the other hand, if we look at his numbers, he's actually top 8 on the card today with xFIP out of 32 total pitchers who have at least 10 innings pitched over the past 45 days. Singer coming in with 35 innings pitched. His K rate per 9 innings, 10.54. His ERA high at 5.14, but his xFIP is 3.70. Why? Doesn't walk guys, and he's a pretty good strikeout guy. That makes some sense. But he has struggled with left-handed batters, particularly over the past 30 days. Lefties in that lineup today for the Atlanta Braves, Profar, Olsen, Baldwin, Harris, and Albies. That's 5 out of the 9. And if we're looking for the elevated statistics of those guys doing well, Matt Olson, Drake Baldwin, Michael Harris are the 3 guys that we have in that crosshair here. Let me just do a little bit more taking a look at hard hit contact, pretty good for this team. Barrel rate's actually very good. Great barrel rate on Olsen. Incredible barrel rate on Austin Riley. But keep in mind, Austin Riley is a right-handed batter. Drake Baldwin's got a decent one. Marcelo Zuna's got a decent one, but he's a righty. And so does Michael Harris. So if I had to choose, Donnie, just give me 2 batters in this lineup from the Atlanta side that have a chance to get RBI, even though I don't love the game because I just told you how good Brady Singer matches up here with his xFIP number. Probably would be Matt Olson, Drake Baldwin, and throw in maybe like a Michael Harris at that point. Those would be the 3 guys I'd look for. Don't necessarily love this game, 76-degree temperature, so not all that hot like we've seen in the past. 13-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from right field. Let's get to that 2:20 game. It's Baltimore and it's Chicago. Trevor Rogers taking on Kate Horton. If we look, and I'm just going to set this up so I can have my odds board up at the same time. Overnight number, -118 price. Currently sits now major high, 154, 155, 156, even a 158 out there in the marketplace. Total, open up at 8, drop to 7. You know why that is in Chicago, guys. You don't even have to check the weather. 74-degree temperatures, which is okay, but a double-digit wind blowing in from center field. Anytime you see those numbers dropping at Wrigley, that's a direct indicator that the wind is blowing in. If we look at Trevor Rogers today, he's actually got some pretty good numbers over the past 30 days. Low power numbers on the season as well. Where does he come into, though, on the analytics card? So let's see. Trevor Rogers, where are you popping at here, kid? He actually isn't. So let me see. Baltimore. Let's do it that direction here. Because I'm not finding his name, which sometimes they don't pop up on the. There he is, Trevor Rogers. I apologize. Top 10. He's actually listed at number 9. 42 innings pitched, a 1.71 ERA, and a 378 xFIP number. So you know the Cubs got really good numbers against left-handed pitchers. He's been really good so far. And by the way, it's not as if he's getting cheated either. Like 42 innings over 45 days, not too bad. K rate's is okay, 7.50. You like to see that closer to 10. But that ERA certainly stellar, and that xFIP number backs it up as well. Baltimore side of things going up against Cade Horton. Here's a who. And Horton on my card today, listed as a 26th overall pitcher, 3.90 ERA, 4.94 xFIP number. So he's in that danger zone. If we look at Cade Horton's numbers, ISO against lefties the past 30 days, very good. Righties the past 30 days, very good. Manageable weighted on base percentages here. Hard hit rate, though, he's up. When they make contact, they hit him around pretty good. Barrel rate, higher to lefties than it is to righties. So this lineup does have some power lefties in it for Baltimore. Jackson Holliday, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman. Let's see what they got, too, on the barrel rates for them, too. Adley Rutschman's got a great barrel rate of 22%. He might be the best batter in that lineup, specifically from a left-handed side. Gunnar Henderson's got some decent numbers, too. Hard hit contact around 55%. You always love to see that. 11.3% barrel rate for him over the past 30 days. So if we had to do some damage, you just would go right in the middle of that lineup, guys. The 3-hitter and the 4-hitter. Now, Adley Rutschman, again, we're only dealing with about 10 at-bats that he's had. When you take a look at Gunnar Henderson, is 67. So maybe the best batter in that lineup in its entirety is going to bat in the 3-hole today with Gunnar Henderson. That's the way it looks. Do a quick check out here with the boys out here. Yes. Who's that? Hello, valuable streamer. All right. I don't know what that's about here. Always get some of these odd ones here in the chat box sometimes that I check out. Just this. And by the way, I'm broadcasting today on 720p. Just want to see if the stream might be a little bit cleaner all the way through. Looks pretty good for my eyes as I'm looking at the laptop here on my return monitor ahead of me. So maybe that's okay. I was shooting in 1080, which computer's fast enough to do that. But for some reason, sometimes through streaming, it's a little bit hit or miss at that point. And that's what you get. All right, let me just get rid of this thing. You guys can't see this anyway. Boom. We'll drop that guy out of there. Get rid of that chat side. And back to the show we go. Detroit and Philadelphia, 6:45. I'll be in the ballpark tonight, Citizens Bank Ballpark. Ready to go with the family, the kid. Always pick out a couple Phillies games a year. Tonight is that night. Jack Flaherty's on the mound. And if we set the table for this one, Philadelphia Phillies overnight favored by about a -140 price. That's now up to about a -155. That's at Bet365. Also 156 at DraftKings. But really in that -150 range. Total opened up at 8, now dropped to 7.5 throughout the day. Jack Flaherty's numbers here, as we told you, top 6 on the card. Through his last 33 and 2/3 innings pitched, a 5.61 ERA. Donnie, that's really high. Yes, it is. But his xFIP number is 3.48. Does that let you know he is a really good strikeout guy? Doesn't walk all that many people, so maybe getting himself into a little bit of trouble. Ground ball rate needs to be a little bit better. Fly ball rate is really good, though. So maybe he can dance around a few things. If we look at the Detroit lineup today, as it presents itself, Vierling, Torres, Jahmai Jones, Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Andy Ibanez, Dylan Dingler, Wensil Perez, and Javi Baez. Ranger Suarez has been very good on the season, too. His last 45 days, did have that one bad start mixed in there. But he's gone 43 and a third innings pitched, a 2.91 ERA and a 366 xFIP number. K rate okay for Ranger Suarez over the past 45 days, about 25%. ISO power numbers low. Weighted on base percentage, a little bit higher to righties, and he's a left-handed pitcher, keep in mind. But temperatures in Philadelphia, 74 degrees and a 5-mile-an-hour wind blowing in from right field. Don't love this game. Don't love it either way. And also, the Phillies are a high number. I understand that, they go out and get Duran as the closer, which is great. Harrison Bader, I wonder if he's going to start today. If I see the anticipated lineup, it does not list Bader in it. But again, that could change. But I did see the tweet that they are both available, the closer, Duran, and also Harrison Bader. Anticipated lineup today for the Phillies: Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Real Muto, Castellanos, Marsh Kepler, Otto Kemp, and Bryson Stott. Don't love this game because, again, we're going to try to pick that low-hanging fruit. Looking at some team totals, some RBI props possibly. They're going to come from the pitchers we can fade. And maybe Jack Flaherty is a fade. He's got a high ERA, but I don't really care too much about ERA. Usually too much luck thrown in there, not enough underlying metrics and value. Use that xFIP number, let you tell you what that pitcher's doing. Too many walks, not enough strikeouts, you're going to eventually get lit up. And if we have pitchers 6 and 7 on the card over the past 45 days, even though it's a smaller ballpark and you can get base knocks, I understand. But that's not a game I certainly want to pick on at this point. Milwaukee and Washington, 6:45 tonight. And this game is going to line up Jose Quintana versus Mitchell Parker. And if we're looking at Quintana, where does he factor in? Sometimes he doesn't really get too high up because of his xFIP numbers. He's got a 3.71 ERA in the past 45 days through 34 innings pitched, a 4.87 xFIP number, which is elevated. But he's a slippery dude, man. He is. Only averaged about 5 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched, which means the ball's in play. Walk rate to lefties a little bit high, but he's going to face a decent amount of lefties in this lineup tonight. Abrams, Wood, Lowe, Lyle. That's at least 4 of those. Got a couple switch hitters in that lineup as well. But for me, I don't like James Wood. I don't like Paul DeYoung. I don't like Riley Adams tonight because Quintana's just that slippery fish. They're in Washington. 74-degree temperatures on the mound today. So a little cooler conditions in the Northeast. Milwaukee side of things going up against Mitchell Parker. And Mitchell Parker comes in 25th on the card today, guys, at a 32. 5.03 ERA, 4.88 xFIP number. Those are elevated. And Mitchell Parker's last 30 days, 202 ISO against, that's high. 376 weighted on base percentage against, that's high. Walk rate is low, which is good, but the strikeout rate gets him in trouble. He's only striking out about 11% of the batters over the past 30 days. That's 105 batters that he's faced. That's probably not going to be good enough. Positive batters in the lineup tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers. And you're going to want to probably look at the right-handed batters first. William Contreras in the middle of that lineup. 32 at-bats against lefties last month. 310 ISO, 455 weighted on base percentage. Andrew Vaughn, that nice acquisition they had. 23 at-bats over the past month. A 211 ISO and a 357 weighted on base percentage. Excuse me, a 537 weighted on base percentage. Caleb Durbin's got a 380 weighted on base percentage as a righty. Blake Perkins, 419 or 416. That's only through 9 at-bats, though. Christian Yelich in the middle of that lineup doesn't really shine against left-handed pitchers. Not in love with this game, but I can see a clear path to the Milwaukee Brewers. And if you're looking at that line, as we talked about, where is it here? 154 on the road, 155, 152, depending on shop. So it hasn't moved all that much because it's Jose Quintana for the most part. Kansas City and Toronto in the 6th today. Toronto looking to stave off elimination here. When I mean elimination, that means the Yankees trying to come from behind and say, we got a better bullpen now. We should be able to catch you. Or even the Red Sox, hot at the plate at this point. Don't really think too much of the Tampa Bay Rays and also the Baltimore Orioles. But that lineup looks hot today. Going up against Michael Wacha. Where's Wacha coming in? Wacha's 18th on the card out of 32 pitchers. 386 ERA. Not terrible. 437 xFIP number. Not terrible. Look at that lineup. Lukes, Springer, Guerrero, Bichette, Barger, Loperfido, Schneider, and Heineman. That's 8 of 9 plus batters against right-handed pitchers. But how about this? We know that xFIP number is a little bit high because he doesn't have a lot of strikeouts, Michael Wacha. Walks a little bit too many guys, tend to get himself in a little bit of trouble. But his power numbers are good against him. 058 ISO against. That's really good for Michael Wacha. 236 weighted on base percentage. That's really good as well. Yeah, thanks, Aaron, out there in this chat box. Trying to take a look at a few different things here. See what the people are pumping on. Having some fun. Friday, big day, right wager. Can't wait. Premium plays start tonight. Away we go. Come on now. You got to get excited about that. Again, if you're taking the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, I don't know if a team total makes the most sense. Is it a perfect scenario? No, but they look pretty good at the plate. Switch it over to Kevin Gausman. On my card today for Kevin Gausman, he's coming in 21st, out of 32 pitchers. 3.29 ERA over his past 41 innings. Like to see that 4.47 xFIP number is a little bit high. Good batters in the lineup. By the way, not a big strikeout lineup in Kansas City. Gausman's a pretty good strikeout pitcher. 30% of the batters he's faced over the past month, he has struck out. 30% the lefties, 29% the righties. Equal opportunity, he'll get you. But this lineup here is a very good contact lineup for the Kansas City Royals. All right, let's get to Houston and Boston today. Not really sure we're going to love this game either. Hunter Brown got an ERA of 4.03 over the past 45 days, but a 330 xFIP number. He's a big K guy. 10.4 per 9 innings. That's key. 27% of the batters he's faced over the past month, he has struck out. On the season, it's actually at 31%. He has struggled over the past 30 days, though. His last 67 batters that he's faced from the left-hand side, They've gotten them pretty good and some good power numbers. Roman Anthony is a lefty. Jarren Duran is a lefty. Wilyer Abreu is a lefty. That's a really good-looking lineup today for the Boston Red Sox, just going up against a pretty good power pitcher. Houston's going up against Cooper Criswell. What are we getting out of this guy? Let's do some research here on Criswell, because we don't really have too many innings, per se, to have. All right, so I hit the wrong thing here. Let me just get back to my other keyboard. All right, there we go. So let's get back here and take a look at Criswell. So this will work. There we go. Got it back in order. Not a lot of Major League action. His game log sits. Let me just go with his Major League game log. Pitched in the last day of March. Couple appearances in April. 2 appearances in June and 1 in July. He hasn't gone more than 3 innings. And he hasn't started any of those games. So it looks like he's going to start today. His last appearance was July 2nd in the majors. 1 2/3 innings pitched. 2 hits against. Didn't give up any runs. Previous before that was a month earlier, June 6th. 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. So let's go to see what he was doing in the minors. Were they stretching him out at all? They were. So if we go back to, by the way, he's 4-2 through 13 games. Games started, I should say, in the minors. All of those at AAA. I don't care what he did early on. Let's go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go his last 6 starts in the minors here. 621, which again, a month and a half ago, give or take. 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. 628, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. July 6th, 1 1/3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. Got tuned up in that one. Bounced back 5 days later on the 11th with 5 innings and no earned runs giving up. 7/18, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. He got lit up in that game. And then his most recent start, which is on the 24th of July, 5 innings pitched and no earned runs. Like, this guy should get hit. But also talking about those temperatures in the Northeast, guys. You see what we have here? 67, 68 degrees. Not great. The 2 lineups look really good, though. It's a shame. Like, if you did want to take and say, you know what, Donnie, Jose Altuve crushing right-handed pitching. Jesus Sanchez comes over. He's really hit right-handed pitching well. Carlos Correa coming over, maybe a new bounce in his step. Doesn't have a lot of power numbers against righties for the past month, but still a 349 weighted on base percentage. Victor Caratini, very solid weighted on base percentage. Yanier Diaz, 372. Mauricio Dubon, 369. You got 7+ batters in that lineup here for Houston today. That's one that might be able to sneak through once we find out maybe a little bit more information on Criswell, because he's probably not going to go that long, maybe 3, 4, 5 innings tops. Then you start to dig into that bullpen, but we don't have that same heat and humidity that we're used to in Boston, but I don't know if that's going to make a big difference tonight. I don't know about that. So keep that one in mind. That Houston-Boston game is kind of interesting. Milwaukee and Cleveland today. Joe Ryan on the fire sale team going up against Gavin Williams of the Guardians. And if we look today, Joe Ryan's usually got a pretty good rating on him. Let's see where he's factoring in. Again, 3 on the card, and 3rd on the card today. Excuse me. 32 pitchers there. He's number 3. 41 1/3 innings pitched over his past 7 starts over 45 days. 261 ERA, 298 xFIP number. Kwan's got good numbers. Ramirez has good numbers. Manzardo's got good numbers. Rocchio and Naylor against right-handed pitching. But Joe Ryan's been on fire. He does struggle a little bit, though, over the past month with lefties. They gotten some power strokes off him. Lefties in the lineup today, if we count them out, Guardians usually do a really good job with this with switch hitters as well. Kwan, Martinez, Ramirez, Manzardo, Santana, Jones, Rocchio, and Naylor. That's that 7? Is that 8? I got 8 left-handed batters in the lineup today. All right, let's do a little bit of research here. Joe Ryan's a really good pitcher. We get that. We don't want to sort of fake ourselves out, per se. But let me get a look at Ryan's numbers here. I just want to see those xFIP numbers on a breakdown. Home and away splits. It's really a pitcher's ballpark in Cleveland. 70-degree temperatures, wind blowing in from right field. Again, where's those dog days of summer? We'll get those back sooner than later, hopefully. I don't like these 70-degree temperatures out here. But let's just go to his game log, which he is consistent. He got lumped up a little bit last start against Washington. 5 innings pitched and 4 earned runs. 5 total runs given up. Very good in the previous 2 starts. Actually, very good in the previous 4 starts. But I'm going to go to his split tool here. He's got a great weighted on base percentage against righties and lefties on the season. Weighted on base percentage split between home and away. It's almost identical, 265 and 267, which is really good for a pitcher. Away does get touched up a little bit on the road to lefties, which he will be on the road today. That goes up to a 342, so that's above average. But let me factor into those xFIP numbers to see if he's getting just a little bit unlucky at this point. Lefty xFIP on the season is 4.15, way higher than what he gives up to right-handed batters, which is a 292. That's a key indicator there. Home xFIP number, very decent number, 3.48. On the road, 4.92, though. That's something that's kind of interesting because you do look at Minnesota, of course, as a pitcher's ballpark. But when I say to myself, I don't want to put that pin in this balloon, if that makes sense. Because there are some sneaky numbers that I do like here going up against Joe Ryan. But there are better pitchers to fade on the card today. If you were to tell me that, Quan, or let's just say that lineup itself is able to get to 4 runs against the Twins today, wouldn't hate it. And also understand this, Twins moving their closer, man. These are key indicators, just like the Athletics. No more Mason Miller at the back end. Like, oh, man, well, if they're up in the 9th inning, Mason Miller comes in and you might as well just shut the TV off. You don't have that in some situations here. Now, other situations, if you're looking to fade, like the Padres, they got endless dudes coming out of the bullpen. And we already told you that the Philadelphia Phillies certainly have beefed their bullpen up as well. But I don't know if that's enough, though. We have 6. How many? This doesn't really show the innings here. For that road strikeout rate to lefty, 6.84. So there is a underlying value of taking left-handed batters against Joe Ryan. But again, we don't want to outsmart ourselves, and that's the key ingredient. Yankees going to take on the Marlins. That's from South Beach. And if we look at that price point here, and by the way, that Cleveland game, roughly a pick on -125, -126 out here as a favorite towards the Guardians. Yanks in town going against Jansen Junk. Used to be one of my favorite guys, but he got blown up, I believe, in the last time I tried to bet him on the early line. Carlos Rodon, 7.5 total, 8s, sometimes filtering through on DraftKings and BetMGM in this game. 164 is that opening number overnight. It's higher, 175. Probably is a good average across. Carlos Rodon on the pitching card today. He factors in, where are you at, Carlos? 19th, 3.57 ERA over the past 45 days, solid 4.37 xFIP number. Rodon has struggled a little bit last 30 days with right-handed batters, giving up some power, 246 246 ISO, weighted on base percentage 350. But that lineup for Miami stinks out loud. It stinks. You got maybe 1 or 2 good batters in that lineup. Like the Yankees should really go through this team. Stowers, who we love, just not against lefties. We love Stowers against righties. No question, hammers them. But we look at that Yankees lineup. Boy, it looks good. It is a pitcher's ballpark. And where's my guy, Mr. Junk, coming out on the card today? He's got 114 batters he's faced over the past 30 days. He's 14th on the card. He's got a decent ERA at 3.58, but if I am correct here, and just going back to look at Mr. Junk's statistics, I want to say he got busted his last start. Maybe that was 2 starts ago. 2 starts ago against Kansas City, 5 innings pitched, 6 runs, 4 earned. Last start against Milwaukee, 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 runs, all of those earned. So he had a pretty good run from July 2nd up to July 12th. He had 3 starts there. It was very good. The other one's average. This is tempting. It is, but you look at Junk and what he's given up. Power numbers really aren't big against him. You got some bats that might be able to change that direction. Hard hit contact for the Yankees, by the way, last 30 days against right-handed pitchers. Fantastic. Bellinger's the only one without a high number there. Grisham, Rice, Stanton, Chisholm, Dominguez, McMahon, Volpe, Wells, all really good numbers. Hard hit percentage against Jansen Junk, blah, get that out of your mouth. Really high. What's that barrel rate? He doesn't give up a lot of barrels, though. Tough guy to hit off of. But you got a really good Yankees lineup out there. If we're just looking at overall, Ben Rice doesn't have great numbers. The rest of the guys, all high ISO power numbers. It is a true pitcher's ballpark. We get that. But the Yankees got some hitters in the lineup today. That's pretty good. That could factor in. What's up, Nick Papa Giorgio? Repost it. Everyone needs to hear this. Love it, man. We do this every Monday through Friday, man. Spend some time. Usually it's about a half hour or so. Sometimes we're hanging out longer. It's a big Friday. It's a big month of August. Boys are popping here at Right Wager. I can't wait. Get that pressure back. It's been 5 years. And I've always told the people out there, look, when the times are really good, we share a lot of stuff here. And I've done that for 5 years. You know, right now, putting in some solo work. There you go. Some things happen out here. But you know what's funny? Like I broadcast on Kick. Like I'm getting a lot of these Kick things in here. I don't even know. Like I think I'm broadcasting on 5 different spots. Keep it simple. You know what I mean? Get the word out there. I like it too. And also I use Restream instead of StreamYard. They give you the clipping option as well. So you can shoot those things out to like TikTok and Instagram, which I'm not big on. Don't have a big following on those because I never used them, but sort of starting to learn that landscape at this point now. All right, let's keep moving. San Francisco and New York. Robbie Ray is on the mound, boys. For a team it's the San Francisco Giants. I think the air is out of the balloon. Even with Robbie Ray, he was climbing up that leaderboard here over the past like 60 days. No longer. 8 starts over the past 45 days, 47 and 2/3 innings pitched, a 3.60 ERA, which isn't bad. A 4.63 xFIP number, which will get you in trouble. Used to be a big strikeout guy, not so much a strikeout guy, at least over the past 30 days, only a 19% number. Lefties, they're not going to touch him. Righties, they will. But who in that lineup has really done well with multiple at-bats against left-handed pitching? Nimmo's a lefty. He hits lefties well. I don't want to have that. Francisco Lindor doesn't hit left-handed pitching well at all. Neither does Juan Soto. Pete Alonso's got some good power numbers, but that weighted on base percentage is low in a K rate. That's over 27%. Starlin Marte's got decent numbers, but that's only through 16 at-bats. Same thing with Francisco Alvarez. Not a big game for me in this one. David Peterson on the other side, he should go through that San Francisco Giants lineup like it's nothing. He's got great ISO, great weighted on base percentages, last 30 days and on the season. And that lineup for San Francisco, they can't hit water if they fell off a boat against lefties. They're brutal. Willie Adames, awesome. Everybody else stinks. Peterson's 12th on the card today, by the way, with a 3.48 ERA and a 3.92 xFIP number, if you wanted to know that. So there's that. Los Angeles Dodgers taking on Tampa Bay. Dodgers hanging out, warm weather. Love that ballpark. Northeast, Rust Belt, a little bit cooler today. Down south in Florida, nope, not the case. Game starts at 7:35, 86-degree temperatures at first pitch, wind blowing out to right field. Love to see that. Clayton Kershaw's a lefty on the mound. 32 innings pitched over the past 45 days, a 3.94 ERA and a 4.34 xFIP number. That lineup for Tampa Bay does not hit left-handed pitching all that well. And Clayton Kershaw's actually got decent numbers against righties, not so much against lefties over the past 19 that he's faced. But we're looking at what? Brandon Lau as a lefty, Josh Lowe is a lefty, and that's it. The rest to be from righties. Kershaw will probably be able to work his way around that lineup. Focusing here on the Dodgers lineup, going up against Shane Baz. And what's his price point, by the way, too? Minus 130? Actually, it's like minus 150 overnight. So it is dropping. More money coming in here on Tampa Bay. Ohtani's got decent numbers. Will Smith's got good numbers. Michael Conforto's got good numbers. That's about it. Not impressed with this lineup here, but Shane Baz overall, he's 11th on the card at a 4.10 ERA, a 3.80 xFIP number, which is really good. But he does have some leaky stats over his past 96 batters over the past 30 days. Let's take a look and see what our guy Baz is doing here. The Baz. I just want to see his game log. 5 innings pitched, 2 earned. Oh, he got busted up against the White Sox. That was the one. 4 innings pitched, 8 earned. After that game, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. 8 innings pitched, no earned runs. So had one bad start in that run. Not a great lineup here. Better options on the table. Here's an interesting one. We're going out to Pittsburgh and Colorado. This line set up here, Senzatella versus Heaney. 150 price for Pittsburgh, who stinks. That's now down to like 135 at some options, even the Westgate in Vegas at a minus 128. I do technically agree with that. If we're looking at temperatures today in Colorado, really nice. 80 degrees at first pitch at night. That's great. 9-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. You love to see that. Andrew Heaney stinks. So he's the worst pitcher on the card today. 28 and 2/3 innings pitched, 8.79 ERA, 5.63 xFIP number. He's awful across the board. But what can you buy into here? Heaney's bad versus lefties. Heaney's bad versus righties. Let me get his game log up. Did Heaney have a good start his last time out? Or was it, that might have been Bailey Falter I was thinking about. Let's see his game log. He was good last outing. Arizona, 5 innings pitched, no earned runs. White Sox lumped him up. 4 innings pitched, 7 earned. 2 innings pitched, 3 earned. 3 innings pitched, 4 earned. Then he had a great start against St. Louis, then got crushed in back-to-back starts before that, Milwaukee and Detroit. He's also on the road again in Colorado. Look at this lineup, though. We don't have 30, 40, 50, 60 at-bats between these guys. Or should I say individually. Tovor's got good numbers against lefties. Goodman, Beck, Estrada, Doyle, Farmer. Are we going to fall into that trap? Does anybody fall into that trap out here, man? I'll tell you. Like, you want to take them, but you see that total at 11.5 and 12s. You know it's not cheap. But my good, like, Heaney stinks, man. Coming off a good start. Like, does he hold that up? Does he keep that true? 2.09 FIP in the last game. 3.89 xFIP in the last game. No runs given up. BABIP number, batting average of balls in play, 154. Was he getting lucky in that game? We'll find out. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, always stinks every night. And Antonio Senzatella is a terrible pitcher. So you have pitcher number 27 on the card today and pitcher number 32 on the card today. Out of 32 pitchers in the same game today with nice weather in Colorado, two meaningless teams. Now, you might look at that Pittsburgh. Horwitz stinks. McCutcheon stinks. Brian Reynolds stinks. Nick Gonzalez stinks against righties. O'Neill Cruz, Tommy Pham, pretty good numbers. So is Peguero. Not a lot of at-bats here. But do you trust that? Yeah, it's two bad teams, Donnie. Colorado. Yeah, you got to go for it. I don't know. Maybe you do. Kind of nuts. But there's that game. But again, there's two bad pitchers that you can fade. Chicago White Sox and the Los Angeles Angels. Shane Smith is on the mound. Where does Shane come in? He's lower on the card. I know he is. Shane Smith's 31 of 32. Only 18 and a third innings over his past 45 days. An 11 ERA and a 540 xFIP number. Neto, Trout, Ward, good numbers. Not a great-looking lineup, but particularly this. Shane Smith's a right-handed pitcher. He's got great power numbers against right-handed bat, like a 0. He's got his last 12 batters, which again isn't a lot, is 0 ISO. On the season, though, 1 in 85 he's faced from the right side. It's only an 0.96. But the lefties over the past 19 batters have crushed him. It's only 19. But if you look at the 192 on the season, a 176 ISO and a 317 weighted on base percentage. That's one maybe to keep an eye on. And let me just take a look at Shane Smith here and see what he's been doing on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes just like to get that extra look. Hard hit contact pretty good for the Angels over the past month against righties. Some good barrel rates in that lineup. Temperature 74 degrees at night, 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. You like to see that. Marine layer does bother me a little bit, as it always does in California at night. Let's see. All right, Shane Smith, what are we doing here? It's been right. Let's just say 3 innings pitched his last start, 2 earned runs. 4 and a third innings pitched before that, 5 earned runs. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. All right, hold on now. Hold the fort. So we have a 5-start analysis here for Shane. Against St. Louis, 4 innings pitched, 6 runs given up. Against Arizona, 2 innings pitched, 5 runs given up. Against the Dodgers, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 6 runs given up. Against Colorado, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 5 runs given up. Against Cleveland, 3 innings pitched and 2 earned runs given up. He doesn't go deep and he gets lit. Might be a factor tonight, boys. Really might be a factor tonight. I like what I see right now. Chicago White Sox on the other side going up against Tyler Anderson. Who stinks? But he is slippery. They barrel that guy. Yeah, they're barreling him up too now. Ground ball percent, terrible. Fly ball percent, terrible. Hard hit rate to righties, terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 anticipated right-handed bats. Are they your everyday hitters that you love? Nydroth, Robert, Cuero, Vargas, Benintendi, Colson, Montgomery? Come on now. What's that about? This game might have a total in it, though, to be honest. I'm telling you, I might be able to talk myself into Chicago White Sox and the Los Angeles Angels, man. I might be able to talk myself into 9.5, which means you need to get 10. Maybe an all-team total. So many different ways to go in the card tonight, man. I'm excited. So many different ways. But these are the pitchers that you do want to fade and look at. Anderson stinks, 30 out of 32 pitchers. Shane Smith on this card today, 31. So we actually have matchups like Senzatella's going up against Heaney, 2 bottom pitchers. Then we have Tyler Anderson and Shane Smith, 30 and 31 in the same game. They pitch over their head. They end up covering the line. They pitch below, no dice. San Diego and St. Louis tonight. I don't care what this line is or what it ends up, to be honest, people. I got this line on the early line, which I gave out today. We give out best bets at the end of the show. Minus 155 towards San Diego. Pavetta taking on Liberatore. That ain't there anymore. Like, it opened up at minus 142, so I didn't even get the best price. It's up to 194 right now at DraftKings. Winners and losers, man, at the deadline, paying dividends right off the bat. The taxes are going up right away. If you look at that Padres lineup tonight, anticipated going up against Liberatore, who is a left-handed pitcher, doesn't get lefties out, doesn't get righties out. On the season, though, he's actually had better numbers than his last 30 days. Tatis, Arise, Machado, Merrill, Bogarts, Laureano just coming over, Iglesias, Cronenworth, Diaz. It's a good-looking lineup for the Padres. Like, the Padres should win this game. And if we just go and do a little bit of a background check here on Mr. Liberatore, let's see. What's going on now? Why can't I find? Okay, there he is, Matty. Come on, Matty Ice. Game log. Last game out, 4 in the third, innings pitched on the 26th, 1 earned run given up. Good start. 3 innings pitched against Atlanta, hammered 6 earned runs. 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. 6 innings pitched, no earned runs. 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. So he does go in funks because he had a tough start May 30th, June 5th, June 11th. Then put together a lot of quality starts until he got busted up against Atlanta. Then had an average start, I guess, if you want to call 4 in the third innings pitch and 22 batters, action at that point. But I do think they take care of business tonight. Great parlay piece, probably. If you use them, I know some people get scared of the juice, but Pivetta has been really good. If we're just looking at Nick Pivetta's stats, he's 5th on the card today, 1.82 ERA over the past 45 days, 3.38 xFIP number. Brilliance. And you look at that St. Louis lineup, Burleson's got good numbers against righties. Contreras does. Brendan Donovan, outside of that, not very good at all. Mason Wynn's got a decent weighted on base percentage. Jordan Walker, the same. But look at the last 30 days for Pivetta. 25% strikeout rate, love it. Walk rate, under 6%, love that. ISO against 082, love that. Weighted on base percentage against 211, love to see that as well. Arizona and the A's. D. Sclafani on the mound today. It's actually 10th on the card. 23 and a third innings pitched over the past month, 386 ERA, which I'm not in love with that, but a 379 xFIP number. D. Sclafani's got a 27% K rate over the past month, which you like to see, a low walk rate. Lefties, good luck, man. They ain't getting anything off the guy. And there'll be a lot of power lefties in that lineup tonight. Nick Kurtz, 75 at bats against right-handed pitching. Woo-hoo! How about a 617 ISO and a 677 weighted on base percentage? Tyler Soderstrom, also very good numbers. But again, they're lefties. And that's where D. Sclafani's done damage all season long. D. Sclafani struggles with the right-handed batters. Brent Rooker's in the middle of that lineup staring at me. So is Shea Langoliers. Daryl Hernandez? He's only got 7 at bats, so the boy's got a 429. That's an interesting one here. Like, if you're looking for an RBI shot, hey, Donnie, love that ballpark, even if the wind's blowing in tonight as it is. Rooker and Langoliers for me on that side. Arizona bats going up against Jacob Lopez. Lopez is 82 at batters, he's faced over the past month. Where's he coming in today? Mr. Lopez. I think I broke him down today. So we'll go with it. Does it even say Sacramento on the thing? I don't think it does. It doesn't even help you out. Trying to go through slowly. I don't see him here, though. Could it be he doesn't have 10 innings pitched? That can't be right, though. So let's go. We'll go the Fangraphs. Let's go there and take a look. Jacob Lopez. Game log. 720. He should, though. Shouldn't he? He's pitching all the way through. 4 innings pitched, no earned runs last game out. 2 starts ago against Texas, bombed. 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. Before that, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Then 4 in the third and 4 earned runs. So he's not a shutdown pitcher. We know that. Just don't know why I don't have his xFIP numbers out here. It's got to be up here. I must be just scrolling through too fast. There he is. Jacob Lopez, 16th on the card at a 32. 386 ERA, 429 xFIP number. Not terrible. Good strikeout rate, too, by the way. 10 per 9 innings. 7 starts over this last 35 innings and 45 days. And by the way, Arizona Diamondbacks lineup stinks against lefties. Marte, good. Everybody else stinks. Perdomo does get on base, though. Just doesn't have much power. Same thing with McCann, but we're not dipping in that. Late night tonight. Another runner. Logan Gilbert. That line opened up minus 174 for the Mariners against Texas, going up against Jack Leiter. That's now in the 190s. Look, last night they showed it again, 6-0 victory over Texas. They're looking to put that meat hook down. Love the way that lineup looks. I mean, just reading this lineup today, too. By the way, 234 people, eyeballs on this right now. Fantastic. Love it. Thank you guys for showing up here. Make sure you check out rightwager.com. Big things doing tonight. Randy Rosarania, Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor, Eugenio Suarez, Jorge Polanco, Dominic Canzone, J.P. Crawford, and Cole Young. Man, that lineup looks so good now. Every night now you can look at Seattle with an honest effort. Jack Leiter does struggle a little bit against lefties. He's really good against righties, though, to be honest. He's got a high walk percentage, not a high K rate, but he doesn't give up a lot of power. Fly balls are decent. Hard hit percentage against righties. Doesn't really give it up too much. Barrel rate, not much against righties. Lefties are going to do the damage tonight, guys. That's Cal Raleigh. That's Josh Naylor. Even though Naylor doesn't have really good statistics at all against right-handed pitching, which is odd. He's a lefty. Almost doesn't make sense. Dominic Canzone. Maybe Cole Young. Lefties. That's the attack plan tonight against the Texas Rangers, Jack Leiter. Just letting you know that. It is. By the way, Jack Leiter's 22nd on the pitching card today. 4.42 ERA, 4.57. Weighted on base, or 4.57 xFIP number. Boy, I'm getting ahead of myself. Logan Gilbert on the other side. Yeah, good luck tracking him down, boys. 13 Ks per 9 innings. I know he's got a 4 ERA over the past 45 days, but that xFIP is 2.82. You don't really get off power shots on him. I love that lineup. I love the way it looks for the Rangers, just not tonight. It's got to be a Mariners night, just the way it feels. Fantastic stuff, man. A lot of fun. That's the way we handicap it. 47 minutes, by the way. Is that how long we've been on? Yeah, just short of 47 minutes. That's how we do it on a Friday. I'm headed down to the ballpark tonight. Plays will be up on the site today. Premium packages available, and away we go. Exciting weekend. It's football season. We're bleeding into that. But right now, it's Major League Baseball season. We're having fun with that. We should be able to climb and keep everything together. Man, the thought process is tonight, man. Just get yourself some money tonight. Let's all cash in those tickets. Thanks for tuning into the Major League Baseball show. I'm your boy DRS.